Hello, it is Tuesday, November 21st, 2023. I'm Chris Remo, and welcome back to the New York Times Crossword Daily Solve. It is a Tuesday crossword, which means we're going to be solving what should still be a relatively gentle, approachable early week crossword with a theme. And this early week themed edition of the Daily Solve has been brought to us by Henrik Koskinen, David Innes, Josh Lucas, and, as always, the indomitable Schulmaster and the incredible Horan family. So thank you so much to the five of them. They, of course, support this channel and sustain this series as benefactors of the Daily Solve Patreon campaign, for which I am exceedingly grateful. So thank you to them. Thank you to everybody who is a patron of the campaign. And if you would like to consider supporting the channel in that manner, you can head over to patreon.com/dailysolve, where you can find, or click the link in the description field, for that matter, to find all of the bonus videos available to patrons, and as well, the official mug for benefactors. So thank you again to everybody who has signed up. I really do appreciate it. It does keep this all going. And thanks as well if you've liked the videos, subscribed to the channel. Those things are all incredibly helpful as well. So consider dropping a like or a subscription or a comment if you'd like to help out in a small way. And finally, there's the Daily Solve Discord chat server, which can be joined via a description field link. It's a nice friendly chat community over there, so do check it out. All right, let's get on to the crossword. Oh, I also recently passed 14,000 subscribers on YouTube, so that was very exciting. Thank you to Kathleen Quinn for pointing that out. So that was a nice milestone to see come by. Thanks to everybody who helped with that, if you have subscribed to the channel. Okay, now let's get on to the crossword. This is a construction, a collaborative construction by Kevin Christian and Andrea Carla Michaels. I think around 20 puzzles for Kevin Christian and over 80 for the extremely experienced Andrea Carla Michaels. So welcome back to her, to them both. And it was edited, as always, by Will Shorts. So let's start solving, see what they've got in store for us today. Highly rated March telecast with the... I'm guessing this is going to be a sports final. Is it the finals, maybe? I'm not actually sure. March Madness, maybe? Not working today. You're off? Camera type for short. SLR, probably. A single lens reflex camera? Or DLR? No, SLR is what we want, sorry. That's the more common kind. Iowa College? I'm not sure. Man's name, that's another man's name backwards. So my first thought with this is Ira and Ari, but there's obviously, even if that is the answer, there's no way to know in which order it goes. Let's try putting an R here and see if this works. Bit of broccoli. Yes, a floret of broccoli is a little sort of individual tiny broccoli tree. Iowa College. Do I know this? I don't know. Don't know if I'll recognize it. Don't have an instinct about it. There might be a I'm not sure. Oh, the Oscars. Oh, is that in March? Wow, I didn't remember that was the case. I had thought it was earlier than that. Maybe February, but I guess not. Okay, must be the Oscars. Maybe this is then. Slumdog Millionaire actress. Ooh, you know what? Believe it or not, I've actually never seen this. So this does look like Ari or Ira backwards. There we go. Very good. Snoopy's nemesis is the Red Baron in his fantasies. His kind of daydreams about, I guess, First World War air combat. Restaurant review symbol is a star. Oh, star, right. Of course, should have gotten that absolutely instantly. And Frida, maybe, this actress? That would allow my very hazy guess of to actually be proven out, if so. Let's look at this. Dracula, author Stoker, well, Bram Stoker, of course. That one's straightforward. To rise as temperatures. Temperatures climb, you could say. And a very long time could be an age or an era or an eon. It could be any of those, really. Plausibly, I think. Actor Michael of Juno, so Michael Cera was in that film. And cutesily, so a cutesy way to say cute. Adorbs, maybe? Totes adorbs, as I think I saw in the crossword at least once several years ago. Neon colored, say. Oh, yes, you could say that's a very loud shirt you're wearing. It's neon colored. And the say is there because loud doesn't literally mean neon colored, but it's an example of this thing. So a sort of loud pattern or design is one that is very kind of visually noisy, and something neon colored could be that. So that's what that's about. Very long time. It is an eon. There we go. A dull routine is you could be in a bit of a rut in a dull routine. And, oh, this looks familiar, but I can't think of the actual name. What about this? One of the Beatles, Paul. And yeah, there aren't any others who would fit there. Okay, so it is Paul. And then Frida Pinto. Okay, I don't know. It sort of seems vaguely familiar, but I'm not certain I know the name. Anyway, let's keep looking around. Here we have blank llama ding dong. Is it Rama Llama ding dong? Maybe? I think my first guess would have been Shama, but if not for the restricted number of letters here. So I think it probably is this. It's song, sort of nonsense lyrics. Batman's sidekick, of course, is famously Robin. And to prevent as a crisis would be to avert it. Surrealist Joan... is it Joan Miro? I'm about 85% certain that's correct. To become a YouTube sensation, say, is to go viral. There we go, something that I don't expect these crossword videos to do, to be honest. Capricorn's animal is a goat. That I do know, at least. Fairy King in A Midsummer Night's Dream is Oberon. This is Joan Miro. Okay, yeah, I knew that was familiar. Bach piece whose title sounds a bit risque. Air on the G string. There we go. Which I'm guessing, as with most of Bach's pieces, and in fact many classical compositions in general, I'm guessing this is not a title that he gave it, just because ordinarily he didn't give his pieces titles in that way. But I don't know. I don't know that as a fact. It's just my suspicion. Anyway, you probably recognize it if you heard this. It's a fairly frequently played piece, especially the melody. Tiny superhero in the Marvel Universe, Ant-Man. Do some yard work would be to, not mop, that doesn't make any sense, to, I don't know, actually. Jewish wedding dance is a hora. There we go. Do some yard work. Is it to mop? Oh, to mow, of course, to mow a lawn, to mow grass, of course. There we go. So dawn drops are dew, right? Okay, little drops of dew at dawn. That was alliterative. And then trash talk is to diss somebody, to say negative things about them. Vaping stick for short could be an e-cig, an e-cigarette. And a high-end ride-sharing option. Uber Black, right? Those are sort of black car, kind of traditional black car category, I guess. Do some grappling, to wrestle. Right, so here this is so often the case with New York Times crossword clues. We're going to match the sort of tone of the clue to the answer. So grappling is sort of you've got this kind of informal sort of, I don't know, kind of, particular, would this be, I guess, sort of Southeast U.S. Sort of cast put on this? Grappling, wrestle, or maybe Southwest, maybe more accurate. I'm not sure. In any case, you get the idea generally. And we're going to match that tone in the clue and the answer. And that's what's going on there. Okay, wine holder could be a case of wine. It's straightforward, actually. And then mammal with a white rump. Mammal with a white rump. L-E. Is Uber Black wrong? I mean, I don't know. What about this? Dough or bread? Manna, or it's probably money. Moolah, maybe. Which is often spelled with an A-H, but I have seen it spelled this way. So this might be the answer. Let's look at the crosses. Hot stage item, hot mic. If you have a hot mic, your microphone is still, broadcasting what you didn't realize it. It's still transmitting. Sound at a fireworks display. Ooh, I suppose. This is just the sound of people reacting. Air Force One is the code name given to the aircraft in which the President of the United States is flying. Greek, or the code name I'm sure is not the right word, but whatever it is. Call, name, side, I don't know. Anyway, Greek column style is Ionic columns, and Doric, there's various Greek column styles. Chess announcement could be check if the opponent's, or if the king is in danger. as threatened. And then archaeologists find is a relic. Right, so what is this? Mammal with a white rump. This certainly is not correct. Wine holder. Oh, it's not a case, it's a cask. Right, okay, fair enough. That's better. It's a better answer because the wine itself is held in a cask, whereas a case of wine holds wine bottles, which themselves have wine in them, but it's not directly holding the wine in the way that the cask is. So there we go. So the elk is the mammal with a white rump. There we go. Okay, great. Gold digger, a miner maybe? Someone mining for gold, and the question mark is our pun indicator there because we're not referring to a gold digger in the idiomatic sense, the term referring to someone who's, sort of attempting to marry for money, for instance. Okay, paid to play. Anteed, you paid into a poker game or something, you anteed in. Prima donna problems. Not sure. What about this? Fannie Mae Finance Company. This is the U.S. government-backed kind of mortgage guarantor, essentially, I think. And then prima donna problems are egos. I see. Okay, if you're a prima donna, you might have an inflated ego. Primitive shelter could be a lean-to, so a very simple dwelling constructed on the plains or something. And broccoli rabe here is a vegetable. And then American Military Construction Force. Oh, the Seabees. I've seen this before. I don't know very much about this organization. They make dams and things, I would think. But I'm not actually certain of that. So apologies if that's incorrect. And Japanese meeting place that serves refreshment, a tea house. And then here a group of buffalo is a herd. So there we have it. I think this probably is tea house. Here we have option when setting up a new tech device. Scan or not sure. What about this one? Gelatin made from seaweed. Oh, agar, also known as agar. And I just realized we haven't looked at our theme at all. I assume it'll involve air on the G string, which didn't even occur to me. Oh, it will, yeah. Oh, I didn't even notice we were having something highlighted when we were on this clue. What about Frida Pinto? Yeah, this as well. So then probably this clue also. Is Uber Black one? It is. Okay. Right. Interesting. Oh, no, never mind. No, I thought I had an idea for what these are, but I don't yet. Okay. UK military force, the Royal Navy, looks like. Oh, yeah, so my thought was colorings, maybe. But in different ways, and string isn't one, so maybe not. Because I was thinking pinto in the sense of a horse, maybe. I don't know. I'm not sure what these are. Especially with this one. Yeah, I just don't know. Okay. Option one, setting up a new tech device. Oh, sync. You could sync your data to get it back from your previous device. And then LPs and 45s. Those are examples of vinyl records on which music might be played. And then scuttlebutt say that's the info, the deets, the skinny. Okay, let's finally look at this theme situation. So 54 says, what a 56 across would tally for this puzzle. And then 56 across, which is our theme revealer, which there we go, does highlight all of these answers, says corporate number cruncher who might be interested in the ends of 17, 26, 37, and 47 across. Right, so Pinto Black, string, and navy. Accountant is not right. A bean, they're beans. Right. Pinto beans, black beans, string beans, navy beans. There we go. A bean counter. Who is, that is obviously a slang term for an accountant. But that isn't why I said accountant. I said it just because I saw the C and the O and thought, well, if this weren't an N, you could sort of spell accountant, but it wouldn't fit in total anyway. So it doesn't matter. But anyway, we did get bean counter, which is the same idea. And they're interested in these beans. So what they would tally for this puzzle would then be 4, because there are 4 beans in the puzzle. Well done if you looked at these clues, especially before knowing it was the end of the clue, and got bean. But also well done, even if you did get it just from the end. I certainly didn't. Pinto, black string, and navy until I saw bean counter. So there we go. Very good. All right. That feels so good. You could say. They'll show you the world. Globes will show you the world in a representative way. And then E of EGOT. So this stands for the Performing Arts Awards, Emmy, Grammy, Oscar, and Tony. So E is the Emmy. French friend would be ami. That is simply the word for friend in French. And comedian Phillips, Emo Phillips, is a comedian. I'm not very familiar with their work, but I certainly have heard the name. And potting material would be soil. So for, a flower or something. For potting a plant. Stately potato, right. So not a distinguished or august potato, but rather the state associated with potatoes. So that variety of potatoes, I suppose, is Idaho, a U.S. state known for growing potatoes in vast quantities. And Coke to Pepsi is a rival brand. Foul smells are odors. Deviated temporarily from a straight course, you yawed, maybe in an aircraft or something like that, off course. And then to solemnly swear something is to vow it. Men are from Mars, women are from Venus, goes that book from, I don't know, I'm guessing the 80s maybe? I actually don't know when it first came out. I remember it existing for pretty much my whole life. Drug studied by Timothy Leary, LSD famously. And then, we've looked at all of the crosses there, I think, and here. Okay, so here we have siesta is a bit of a nap. Capote's nickname, so this is Truman Capote, who went by True. This is the author, Truman Capote, of In Cold Blood. And first responder for short would be an EMT, an emergency medical technician. And then grain in a Salinger title. So this is referring to the novel, The Catcher in the Rye by J.D. Salinger. So rye being the grain being referenced. And then to be all you can be sloganeer, that's a slogan of the U.S. Army. And finally, public esteem is repute. So if you're someone of high repute, you're someone of high public esteem. And there we go. Okay, that might have been. So I did see in the Discord and the comments yesterday that some people found yesterday's puzzle, the Monday puzzle, maybe actually a bit trickier than the average Monday. So I wonder if this one is maybe a little bit easier than yesterday's Monday, all things considered. I think I would submit perhaps it is, but let me know, especially if you found yesterday's tricky. I am actually curious to try and dial in, because, like I always say, these are going to be differently difficult for everybody. But I am always interested when people say, when several people in the Discord say, for instance, I found this tricky for a Monday. I do find that interesting. I mean, it must mean something when several people have that same reaction. Anyway, I thought this was relatively straightforward in the solving, but I'm sure that, as always, has something to do with the particular things that just happen to come easily to one person rather than another. And let's quickly look at our theme, our bean counter theme, of which we have 4. And those 4 beans are pinto beans, black beans, string beans, and navy beans. Or I suppose 4 beans, we have only 1 of each. So a pinto bean, a black bean, a string bean, and a navy bean, which wouldn't be, I don't think that would be very appealing to just see those 4 arranged on a plate. But in any case, that's what we've got. That's what the bean counter says. And that was the Tuesday puzzle. So I hope you enjoyed it. And I'll be back tomorrow for the Wednesday crossword, a midweek, mid-difficulty solve. Do join me for that. But until then, please do have an excellent remainder of your Tuesday. Take care.